YouTube, how's it going? Welcome in, welcome home, back in the House of Frag. We are here with patch 01.000.3004 Helldivers 2. This is one take for reading everything that's changed today, and from what I heard, it was a laundry list. You know me, I'll be video like 1.1 million in terms of patch note videos because, I mean, everybody does these things because it's great content, and the more people that know about it, the more we know how to shift the meta around and play the game based on their changes. So if you're watching my video for patch note updates, thank you. Thank you for being here. It's a fun time. It's a great time, and we do this all the time. All right, so we're just going to hop right into it and see what's up. Obviously, we got the overview. We have general stuff that kind of put up here to give you the rundown. Overview, so for this patch, we made improvements and changes to the following areas, which is weapons, stratagems, and enemies. And changed to the Spread Democracy mission. Spread Democracy? Is that the flag one? Is that the flag mission? I think that's more of the lower level ones. I haven't seen one of those in a long time. So balancing, general. Armors with an armor rating above 100 now also reduce damage on headshots. Armor rating above 100. I don't know if light armors fall within this. I'm pretty sure there are light armors that sit at about the 150 armor rating, which is good. I don't know if that's why I'm getting one-tapped by Devastators and anything with rockets in the automaton world. I don't see how this is really going to help me in the tournament. Cool, though. Victory poses will now only play for the extracted. That is... Now that's valid. I can kind of get behind that. Burning damage reduced by 15%. They will never leave this alone. I think the core issue for this game will always revolve around burn damage. Because burn damage to the enemy when increased, great. When increased for us, because when they increase or reduce it, that's not just for us or for the automatons, for the termids. This is like la-di-da-di, everybody. So no matter how they adjust this always applies to us. So it's like, we want it increased because we want to be able to like take the flamethrower and the napalm strikes and make them, viable in the game, because they're not that viable in most loadouts, because they're not, very applicable to most things. And then they're like, all right, we'll increase it. And then, you'll have the automaton that can jump on you who has the backpack on. And when you shoot him, he explodes. But now you get the burn damage. But now they've upped burn damage by 30%. You're like, dang, now I'm dead. And then you end up dead. So now they reduce burn damage by 15% across the board. I think this is not going to put any type of napalm stratagem or the flamethrower, any stratagem back in a primary loadout. But it will end up in some people. And I don't blame them. I think it's a very useful thing for the termite. I just think when I too can be set on fire just as quick as they can, but I die significantly quicker than they do, they should probably just separate the 2 percentiles and do us a favor on that one. All right, primary and secondary support weapon changes. I have not yet touched the bow. I don't know how many of you are actively out there using the bow, but that's... I mean, good on you. Slightly smaller explosion. Didn't know it was that big of a problem. Increased stagger. I think if you're using a bow, you should definitely be staggering. I'm convinced that if the bow is not capable of, like, blowing a Hulk's leg off in 2 bolts, there's no point in using the bow. Because then at that point, the bow poses, like, no severe usage. If the bow's only good for, like, just blowing up wormholes or fucking the termite holes or maybe the bot outposts... There's a million other setups for that already. That's not conquering or shifting the meta. Decrease the number of magazines from 12 to 8. It must be effective. Increase number of magazines received from reply from 6 to 8. So now you get the full 8. Slight reduction in ergonomics. That sounds not fun. Muzzle velocity increased. That's beneficial. Oh, my secondary child in the masses. What did they do to you? Increase recharge time by 5 seconds. 5 seconds. Okay. I don't think that could be too bad. 5 seconds is okay. 5 seconds when you're in the middle of things is a lot. 5 seconds when you're like playing solo, probably not a lot. However, if you're not using the autocannon anyway, why are you playing Helldivers? Moving on. BR-15 Adjudicator. God, I've had a lot of high hopes for this weapon, and it was a big letdown. Full auto is now the default mode. Don't know why it would be. Reduced recoil, good, because that thing bucked harder than a deer trying to make its way out of the road after it just got hit. Increase maximum mags from 6 to 8. Okay, cool. And maybe it won't go through it just as quickly. Increase number of magazines received, so you flush out 8. Now placed amongst assault rifles. I don't understand why it was a marksman rifle. More, oh no, laser cannon changes. Slightly increased damage, slightly reduced damage versus large volume of bodies. They are genuinely upset that people used the laser cannon so minimally that they didn't notice that this thing could melt a Hulk. It could melt a Hulk. It can melt the roaming ships from the fabricators. I keep forgetting what those things are called. They were definitely upset about that. Why? I don't know, because that thing is like absurdly delicious. It does absurd things to absurd beings that deserve the most like monstrosity of occasions to happen to them, and they just love doing it. All right, AP Punisher Plasma. That's the That's the pump shotgun that shoots the sluggy rounds. Mags from 12 to 8, increased amount of magazines so they flush out. I see that. I don't know why their thing is flushing these things from 8 to 8. Increased projectile speed, but will keep a similar range. Decreased damage fall off on the explosion. That could be good. Now placed in the energy weapon category. Okay. I don't use this because while I am accurate, I don't think I'm slug accurate. And that's the thing. I think this is good. This is good for this because a lot of people love using the Punisher and some of them are willing to die on it, just like the Railgun. I think if you're still heavily relying on the Railgun and the Punisher, you might have been in the war for far too long, because we're like 6 years in advancement, and that type of crime on crime activity that we dish out for maximum liberty is not served by the Punisher. However, it could be now. That's a good change. Arc 12 Blitzer, shots per minute, 30 to 45, now placed in the energy category. I've never used this. I got nothing for you. If you use this, feel free to drop a comment and let me know how that normally is, because I like to think that should be okay. It seems fine, but I've never used a Blitzer. I do like the arc weapon, but for all that, just use the arc cannon stratagem. Call it a day. R36 Eruptor, I think that's the one everybody's using right now. Decreased number of maximum mags from 12 to 6. Explosion damage drops off slightly faster. Okay. So I officially established the hype behind the Eruptor, and it's that splash damage. The splash damage on that thing is impeccable, but its CQB style is horrendous, and for that, it doesn't work for me because my playstyle is CQB or in like a mixture of. If I'm running solos, I will play long, but it's still just about medium range. I'm not Chris Kyle. It's not happening. LAS 16 Sickle. They adjust the sickle and the scythe. I knew they were mad about that. From 6 to 3. Well, I mean, it's an energy weapon, so you shouldn't have that problem anyway. But the scythe got a damage from 300 to 350. I'm pretty sure this is the laser-oriented one, so the sickle. There's the sickle, there's the scythe, and then there's one more that I'm not remembering. Decreased amount of magazine from 6 to 3, and I'm not too... What is that? Who did that go to? Gave out 1 community sub. Hey, Gary with the community sub. I appreciate that, brother. I don't know who that goes to, by the way, but we appreciate you nonetheless, and welcome in. I'm not sure who the sickle goes to. Or not the sickle, what the third one is. But that's good. 6 to 3. If the sickle is the one I am thinking about. Okay. Yeah, that's what I figured. So Scorcher, there it is. Sickle, Scythe, and the Scorcher. To me are like the big 3 weapons people are tend to using at the moment. The sickle from 6 to 3 is fine because I mean it's an energy auto rifle essentially, and it builds up. That's good. I mean, if you manage your canister, that's not a problem. The scythe, I don't know if you're using the scythe. Increased damage from 300 to 350. Let me know if that's good. I don't know. That sounds not fun. Railgun, increased armor penetration in both safe and unsafe mode. Stagger force slightly reduced. Okay, they're trying to bring some relevance back to the railgun. However, reducing its stagger force is kind of like concerning. I don't know. Increased armor penetration in both safe and unsafe mode is good though, because a lot of people don't even know that you can run it in an unsafe mode. Most people run it in safe. Be a man. Run it in unsafe mode. If you off yourself on accident, that's okay. Be a man. Run it in off safe. MG101, that's that new thick boy. Third person crosshair enable. I never used it. I don't know why that was not already pre-established. A third person crosshair, like just now putting that on after it's been out for like 2 weeks, bonkers. All right, 6-3 Charlie Sierra, Diligence Counter Sniper. Damage increased from 128 to 140. Ergonomics are improved. All right, hopefully that's like a stability thing from 128 to 140. That's pretty cool. I don't really use the sniper. I don't know too many people who do. Because I don't really see too many loadouts built around it, especially when it comes to like the automatons, when you're most likely going to end up in mass. R63 Diligence kind of got the same boat, 112 to 125, because if you're going to buff one, got to buff the other. Nicer. Slightly increased recoil. Why they keep messing with my goddamn Redeemer, bro? They better leave my goddamn The P19 did absolutely nothing to deserve this monstrosity of a change. The P19 reducer got slight increase in recoil. I might have to reach out to Command on that one. Command, you're going to have to come see me after this. We're going to have to talk. Staff Sergeant does not approve. Big no-no. P2 Peacemaker increased damage from 60 to 75. I love to see it. That's all I got to say about that. Good. As they should. P8 Senator increased damage from 150 to 170 live. Speed Loader. Added when reloading on an empty cylinder. Oh, yeah, brother. So if you don't know, for anybody who kind of dabbles in Helldivers, but doesn't like, melt themselves in maximum democracy, which, if you're not democratic and fighting for God, peace, and freedom, you're meant at least be a space cowboy. If Staff Sergeant teaches you anything, be a space cowboy. Run the revolver. Be a man. LAS-7 Dagger. I haven't even unlocked that one yet. I just don't. I'm not gonna grab that. I'm not even gonna go for it. Oh, it's an energy pistol. I got nothing for that one, but good for you. That's gonna fall in that category of if you use it, let me know. Drop a comment. Tell me about it. You love it? Why are you not a space cowboy? Why are you not running the P19? Use a real weapon. Liberator. Yes. The Liberator Penetrator. Listen, I give the same spiel every time about the Liberator Penetrator. And it's that it lives up to its name. You can get it early on in the game. And its whole purpose is to find a hole and penetrate it with the most amount of liberation one could possibly even think to have. All right, so if you're not going to run the Scorcher and scorch your way into those holes and just take everything out, then take the Liberator Penetrator. Be a man. Take the Liberator, okay? Make sure it has the Penetrator, and just go penetrate with maximum liberty. Do that for both the Liberator, both forms. Knock yourself out. Try them both. They both got a buff. Because once again, if you're buffing one, you got to buff all of them. Even though I think there's technically one more variant that's not in there. Drop 5 Dominator decreased from 300 to 275. I don't even know what that is. Guard Dog decreased damage by 30%. Yes, because here's my problem with the Guard Dog. One Guard Dog is fine. 2 Guard Dogs are okay if you stay apart. Okay? But if you are walking in this beautiful file of a formation, and the first thing you do with your Guard Dogs is stay within about a 5-meter bubble of each other, and they cross streams, and I'm getting the thickest robotic golden shower that could ever have possibly been established to me, I'm going to smoke your shit. I just, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I'm going to light you up like a Christmas tree, and then I'm not going to respawn you. Okay? 1 Guard Dog. Beautiful. 2 Guard Dog. Beautiful if you maintain your distance. I love the coverage. Once they start crossing streams and golden showers happen, count me out. Airburst rocket launcher, a big letdown. They were surprised. Command was surprised via X, aka Twitter, that we were surprised that it couldn't blow up heavy things. Command. This is Staff Sergeant Frag. Coming down from the bottom up. The Joes have some information for you. You put rocket launcher at the end of it. Name me a rocket launcher that doesn't make big things go kaboom, and then maybe we can revisit this airburst thing you got going on. Okay? Because if you hand me an AT or an RPG and I shoot it at something heavy and it don't get to going kaboom, it's getting put back in the arms room. There's nothing else about that. Why were they surprised? Airburst rocket launcher will no longer detonate when shot near stratagems. I couldn't even, that's how I know. Reduce proximity radius. All right. It doesn't blow up big body things. So that's still the problem. Stratagems. The MG4D, 4G. Oh my God. Okay. My brain is thinking Mercedes. A, all right, machine gun. TAC 43 machine gun sentry, increased health to match the other ones. Thank you. Tesla tower has increased health. Low key, this will become a gem in the automatons later. I promise. Added reload stage. Reload after the spent missile has been discarded. I like that. That's good. The spear low key, it hits well. All right, moving on to the more important bits of things. I'll make sure that when this is like fully established, there will be a timeline for this video. So if you made it this far in the video, when we've crafted into a YouTube video later, and you have not jumped around the timeline, seek help. I am not that entertaining. All right, enemies. Biosphere or nursing spears moves speed slightly reduced. You know what's crazy, command? Top coming from bottom up again. Staff Storm Frag, hi, hello. It's me. Make it slower. You think you did right by this? Make it slower. Check me out. Make it slower. I need it to be slower. You're not even, I know you're not looking, because trust me, I have too much history with command elements. Make it slower. From Stats Fire and Fact. Make it slower. Thank you. Hulk forces, okay, Hulk. Force required for them to stagger, wait, force for, oh, okay. The force it takes for them to stagger is slightly increased. Why though? If that's the case, here it is. I was going to say, Hulk Scorcher, direct flamethrower damage reduced by 20%. This, and this is how you know I read line by line. My follow-up thought was that if they don't adjust the flamethrower, I'm a tweak. Right below that, they did. And if you don't play Helldivers, and you're watching this via the live stream, because like I said, in full transparency, VOD/streaming is for making YouTube videos. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. You're not getting paid $1 million anyway. Do it how you want to do it. But if you're watching from the live stream and you don't really dabble around in Helldivers too much, the Hulk Scorcher is a big old boy. All right. Think Iron Man meets Hulk. That's there. That's a thing. Hulk's been in armor before, and give him a flamethrower. And then just imagine your ability to run away from him. Non-existent. All right. Devastator fire rate slightly increase. Only on the standard Devastator. No Devastator needs a fire rate that's increased. They're already annoying. Gunship sideways movement slightly increased. They're just mad that people a part of the autocannon brigade. Shout out to you if you are in the autocannon brigade and you are an active autocannon user. They're never going to take us down. They can have these things go at supersonic speed. Doesn't matter. I'm going to milk that thing with my eyeballs closed. All right, Scout Strider riders now less vulnerable to explosions. That's petty. Fog generators health and armor increased. Fog generator health and armor. We have fog generators? I'm gonna need to talk to a command about that one, or an active Helldiver. I'm gonna need an admiral to help you on that one. Fog generators, unless it's a part of the intercontinental ballistic missile with the fucking the generator one, but I doubt that. Gunship spawns now. I have a much lower cap on how many gunships they can have active at a time. Good, because I literally was playing yesterday and there was like 6 of them. Why? There's 4 of us. You're 2 over. Bonkers. Probably the smokes. Oh, yeah. I could see that. All right, moving on. Enemy patrols. Why? I don't even... Command? I'm going to read it first. Command, we're going to have to talk. Enemy patrols. Patrol spawning has been increased when there are fewer than 4 players. So, this is your way of saying, hey, solar players, go find a team. Patrol spawning has been increased when there are fewer than 4 players. Why, though? Okay, the fewer the players, the bigger chance, or bigger the change. So essentially, oh my, okay. For 4-player missions, there will be no change. Command, if you hate solo players, just say that. Gameplay. Made minor level generation improvements to how we distribute locations throughout the mission map. Okay, perfect. This should improve the variation in distance between objectives, and objectives will likely not spawn far away from each other as often before. Perfect. Added settings in the options menu gameplay to disable automatic climbing and vaulting while sprinting. Yes, turning that off right when I boot up. The spread democracy mission, as raise the flag, can now be enjoyed in higher difficulties. This is what I'm going to be chasing all stream. When readying up, Helldivers now salute. Can never have enough democracy. Thank you for your service. Added ambience to the tremor planetary hazard to underline the severity so Helldivers can react accordingly. Not my fault that your earthquakes across maps tickled my feet and didn't shake my ass. Sorry. Shots that ricochet from heavy armored enemies will now properly hit the Helldiver who fired them. Shots that ricochet from enemy will now properly hit. I'm sorry, they were supposed to hit me the whole time? That's crazy. That's not happening. Trigger discipline is highly recommended. Listen. If there's anything I've learned in my 9 years of service, ladies and gentlemen, this goes out the door the moment people start shooting. So why in the blue? Okay. They really are out to get us. Honestly, that's bonkers. All right, fixes. I'm going to kind of breeze through these because this is where like most of the important it's like semi-important stuff. Crash fixes. All right. Crash fixes that could occur if when the host abandoned the squad, crashed. Horrible. If a player tried to enter an occupied exosuit, don't know why you try to do that. Crash. All players during the mission, for all players or during after result screen. I've only seen that happen once. Fix. After shooting from the 45 rocket launcher. That's crazy to have that problem. Crash. For all players apart from one another that rejoined an ongoing mission with different armor and got reinforced. I didn't even know you could do that. Superior packing methodology, ship module not working properly. That's been down for a minute. Glad to see it's back. Blast absorption ship module correctly increases sensory. Perfect. Issue where players could not navigate the search results in the menu. All right, war bonds were not actually equipped. Sorry to hear that. Actually, yes, I'm glad they fixed this because when I first got the Scorcher and I went to equip it, I still went in with the breaker. Off yourselves. I should not have had that problem. I take that back. I'm sorry. That was deep. All right, fix an exploit that allowed overly eager Helldivers to use grenades excessively. First of all, there is no such thing as an overly eager Helldiver. One, command. This is me, Staff's Arm Frag, tapping into you, high power command, making a recommendation from the enlisted side of the world. No such thing as an overly eager Helldiver. No such thing as excessive use of grenades. Remove that. Take that out. Exactly. Roth got it. There's just no such thing. If I want to yeet and delete, I should command, check me out, be able to yeet and delete. Take that out. Fixed issue where kills from orbital barrage did not progress. Have I never just not received that one? All right. That'll fix an issue that allowed traders to try to sabotage the extraction shuttle. I saw that happen. I shot them. And then I got on board. Oh no, it stopped us from actually being able to leave. I shot them, then I left. I backed out because I had to. Fix issue where ion storms incorrectly prevented extraction beacon from deploying. Incorrectly prevented. The ion storm can correctly prevent extraction. Concerning. Fix some stratagem beams using incorrect color coding. What do you mean? If I throw a 500 kg and it wants to be blue, who am I to tell my teammates to move if they don't get the message? Not my fault. Maybe next time, you smoke. Thermite grenades are fired. Exactly. They don't get it. They don't get it. Fix the issue where left stick on the controller cannot be used to navigate the social menu. I keep forgetting we have controller players. To be honest, I think you're weird. I still love you guys. However, get a mouse and keyboard. Just kidding. I love you. Don't ban me. Fix the AMR facing away from the Helldiver after deploying it. You know what's crazy? That was like the goofiest thing I ever could have noticed. Like, it really wasn't a big deal, but like when you were in the thick of it and like you were trying to place it in cover and like the cover you had was like more like concealment over cover and all of a sudden it's facing the Hulk that you're trying to like murder. That's a 1-on-1 scenario right there. All right, fix bug where the player could duplicate rounds by canceling the reload. Jealous, they're mad. Fix a bug where the AMR would consume extra magazines after a canceled reload. I don't use the AMR enough. That's crazy though. Recoilless rifle would consume an extra cell if the reload was canceled, where the sickle and Q cannon cannot shoot through foliage. I wasn't tripping. I just thought that was the game mechanic. That was a bug. That was a bug. Bonkers. All right, fix several issues where the weapon thumbnail would disappear. Okay, fix issue with the automaton gun chips. They could not see it. How many fixes do we have? Okay, that's a lot of fixes. Good on them. This really shows. This is like probably the boring part of these patch note videos, but truly, like, look at how much they fixed. I'll spare you guys like the bulk. I'll just kind of scour and skim at this point. Right, so gun chips sometimes cannot see the player. That's not a problem. Incorrect collision being left over after destroying. Yes, that was a big problem. Certain issues that resulted in Helldivers drowning in deep water upon landing. I had that happen, but I mean, we can't swim. Maybe allow us to swim. Hell bombs would not deploy on certain missions. Hell pod space optimization made ammo go above capacity. They're jealous. Stalkers became very visible in the fog. Yes, they're a problem. Make them more visible. Mines are now pingable for better coordination. Dope. Receiving friend requests now gives the player a pop-up. Yay, I like that. I had like 5 friend requests once. Never knew. Improved readability of prompts. Total experience is now visible in the career tab. Added support for the ultra-wide monitors. Thank God. I don't have an ultra-wide, but now if I all of a sudden get rich enough to own one, I'll appreciate that. Keybinds bounce and numpad will no longer reset upon start. Don't have that problem. I have a ghetto one that's a self-standalone that I bought for like $20 on Amazon. Get one. That's my plug for that. All right. Fix inconsistent audio with headphone users that are plugged into DualSense controllers. Okay. Headphones that are being plugged into controllers is a thing. It is a controller thing in it. Playing rock, paper, scissors in front of the ship no longer causes a player to fall out of space. Come on. That one was harmless. There was literally nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. Any material rifle and MG206 heavy machine now trigger hit markers while scoped in. Beautiful. Secondary weapon no longer remains. Okay, wait. Secondary weapon no longer remains in the ballistic ADS position after using a stim with the shield. If you have a ballistic shield loadout, drop it in the comments. Spam it in the comments. I'm going to try that. I'm sure that's viable. Open text chat is now rebindable. Ooh. Explosive weapons such as the eruptor, the crossbow, and the grenade pistol no longer pulls players inward from the blast. Yeah, I didn't know explosions were implosions, but apparently they were for a while. Disabled the squad invites during the tutorial, which caused an overlap in the UE. Giggity. Fix primary and secondary weapon overlapping in the models. Fix UI elements during the first boot that are cut off at 21 non-aspect. Report and block players now visible in the squad menu. Dead scavengers now stop screaming for help if they're killed while calling in reinforcements. Good. Get the fuck out of here with that. Fixed anti-air cannons showing up as stratagem scramblers and danger warnings. That was a minute one. Cool nonetheless, though. All right. There are known issues. We're not going to go through the known issues because that is what's known, not what's fixed, not prevalent. We'll let it be. But that was the Helldivers patch notes. Overall, I don't think there's too many big boy changes that's happening. I don't see that shaking up the meta or stirring too much of anything. If anything, it makes the Hulks a little bit more viable to kill, as well as the Spewers. And maybe go ahead and try out the sickle and all that other stuff to see how much that's really impacted. However, overall, that's a good set of changes. I do very much enjoy how many changes they often bring to the game when they know there are known issues. They do their best to attack them quickly and effectively. And honestly, stuff like that is really much appreciated by the community, especially in 2024, where all AAA games are cash grabs and no longer here for our enjoyment. So, to that command, we thank you. And to that concludes this YouTube video. So, if you made it this far in the video and you watched the whole thing, kudos to you. Seek help. That's crazy, but I appreciate it. If you made it this far in the video and you didn't like the video, well, I don't know how you made it this far. However, at that point, you might as well like, subscribe, turn on the post notifications. Go ahead and check me out, because we're here for a good time, not a long time. And thank you for stopping in the House of Frag. See y'all for the next one.